Since you just arrived, and get a first look at the wheels here.
Man, it's got good traction too.
Well, that's all-wheel drive for you.
That's it, man.
Welcome back, everybody, to the final episode of my BMW wagon build. And in this one, we are going to do a Dinan performance tune, see how much more power we can make out of this turbo 4-cylinder. We're gonna finally put the summer wheel and tire package on, and we're gonna take this thing for a test drive so you guys can see why I think this is the perfect daily driver pretty much for anybody. And as you guys saw, I just gave this thing a full polish, and it's not perfect, but it's kind of where it needs to be for the amount of time I have, because we now have to head to the alignment shop, because I'm gonna show you when lowering a vehicle, it does affect your alignment. The question is really how much, and can you get away with a set of lowering springs without actually having to touch your alignment? And I am here now at my favorite alignment shop, NV Auto, and they just got the F31 loaded up on the alignment rack. And as you guys can see, it is in fact out of alignment, as it always is. So here's your pro tip. If you've lowered your car, even though you think it might drive straight, because this thing kind of did, you always want to go get an alignment. So these guys are now going to dial this thing in. There we have it. Alignment is complete, and no camber adjustment up front here, but in the rear there was a bit of camber adjustment. Still 1.6 is the lowest that we could get it to, and the toe is perfect. So this thing is ready to go. On to my next stop, which is tint. And this is the last time we are gonna see the old 330 here as a non-tinted car. I did consider all of your comments, and a lot of you said actually to keep it tintless, but ultimately I've decided to tint it because I think it is the right way to go. I think it's gonna look better. So I am here at Pure Auto, so let's go inside, get this process started, and you'll see what I have chosen. So what do you guys think about the window tint? For reference, that is 30% shade, so not terribly dark. I think it's kind of perfect. This is black interior, so you can see it does make it look quite dark. But there is one last thing that I want to do on the exterior here that I just noticed. Now, I'm not about fooling people into thinking that this is not, you know, a 330i, so bear that in mind. But I am going to debadge this car because this just doesn't look clean The chrome is kind of sticking out now, I think way more than it normally would with the rear taillights. So we're just gonna get rid of that stuff. Now, doesn't that look so much better without the badging? Such a small little detail, but the cleanliness in the back is now like next level. And I did add this WeatherTech plate cover right here just for a little bit of, I don't know, finishing off. I really like these because they're black, they're just super clean, and you can see it doesn't leave the plate as naked and unfinished. This certainly gives it kind of like a proper finished look, and it does protect it if you know, you're driving through the elements. I should get one for up front because I only ordered one, but I should have two. Here's an interesting thing to note, the big brake upgrade that I did on this car. Some of you posted in the comments that it does need coating, which is new to me. I don't know why, but I'm assuming it's either an ABS thing or it could be better brake pedal feel. I'm not sure. However, I got Fabian from Bimmer Experts, who I've used in the past, to remote in, and he is coating this right now. As you can see, it's actually real simple. Basically, all you need is a laptop, and then he remotes in there, and then you need a cable that runs to your OBD2 port, and that's it. And he's gonna get this coating done super quick, and now I will have better brake pedal feel or ABS or something like that. If you guys know what this does exactly, certainly post in the comments. And now for one of the most exciting mods that I'm gonna do on this car. And no, it's not a sexy set of wheels, but this is almost, I think, better. This is a Dinan flash tune, and this is a completely do-it-yourself option from Dinan, which is amazing. All I had to do was basically like unplug the ECU. They have great instructions. Hook up their connector and box, and then plug this in to unlock the ECU. Now that the ECU is unlocked, I can come in and put a tune into this, and we have several different options for that. There's a 91, 93, and then you need to get into race gas stuff like 100 and 104. The one that I'm gonna be going with is the 93 octane tune, which gives you a bump of almost 60 horsepower, so 59 horsepower overstock and 78 foot-pounds of torque. So it's gonna be a monster upgrade for what is essentially a stock vehicle. So I'm assuming boost pressure, maybe some timing, smooth some stuff out. It's gonna be pretty awesome. When you hear that noise coming from the car, that usually means it is doing something. So you can see it is now programming it, and it's as simple as that. Oh, and I forgot to add, this can be actually used like a data logging or gauge device. There you go, check that out. We have a host of gauges and data log options. So bonus upgrade for one of these. There you can probably mount it like right here if you'd like to just keep this on at all times and see what your car looks like for, you know, engine vitals if you'd like. We made it, guys. Thank you so much for being so patient with the summer wheel and tire package. I know it's been a long time coming, but we are finally here. We're gonna put these on. And these are a set of Titan 7 TP10 forged wheels, a 10-spoke, beautiful design in a dark gunmetal color, which I think is gonna look fabulous on this vehicle. And these are a 19x9 plus 35, both front and rear, so I've gone with a square setup. And the tires are a Continental Conti Sport Contact 5P, a tire that we haven't run in a very, very long time, so I'm excited to try these out in the summertime in a 255 35 19, so wider than the 235 40 19s that I have on here for the winter. So without further ado, let's get these on and see what this thing looks like. All right, TP, since you've just arrived,
Yeah.
and get a first look at the wheels here.
Yeah, they look great.
What do you think?
I like them a lot. You know, to be honest, I wasn't sure at first if I was going to like the dark wheel on a black car look. It's maybe going to be too murdered out for what is a dadmobile, but I actually really like it. The wheels are beautiful on this car, and the dark on black look works extremely well. And I think part of that is because you got a tint done.
Yes, I
And
did.
that does
That's right.
sort of add to this menacing theme here. So no, I think it looks fantastic.
I think I did the right choice by going with like the gunmetal color. And I know there's a few of you always in the comments chirping us, DP. They chirp us. They say, why do you guys always put dark wheels on cars, because you just lose them? Like, why do people do that? And I get it. Some people do not like that. I personally do like it. I think it is more of an aftermarket look. It certainly gives the car a menacing look. Like, this looks so much meaner, in my opinion, than the factory wheels, and that's kind of what I was going for with these. So certainly post in the comments, let us know. I'm sure there's a lot of opinions whether you guys like these wheels or not, so put them in the comments. Sadly, we're gonna be saying goodbye to these for another DP what? Ugh.
3-4 months?
I hate winter. No, that's too long.
3 months, I would say.
2 months, 3 months?
January,
Probably.
February, you might put them back on in late March.
Probably for 3 months.
3
so,
months,
but
yeah.
that's just the way it goes. Here's a pro tip: don't live in the cold if you're a car guy. That's my advice to everybody. So conditions aren't exactly ideal here.
No,
we
they're not
are, in the first week of January.
Yep.
And I mean, we could have a lot more snow. We don't.
We could. You're
but
right.
the temperatures have dropped considerably.
Yeah, it's cold out.
So it's gotten colder. However, this car is still a treat to drive. Let's start off with what I think is the most noticeable thing, the exhaust system.
Yeah.
It is perfect.
It is really
listen
nice.
to it right there.
It is perfect.
It just sounds so good. It's not too loud.
Exactly.
It's got like no drone.
No, and it's a nice deep tone.
Deep tone.
Yeah.
It
doesn't sound like a 4-cylinder, actually.
No.
It sounds more like you expect a BMW to sound, which is sort of that traditional straight 6 sound. It's really impressive. I don't think I've ever heard a 4-cylinder sound quite like this before.
Yeah. The interior is certainly well
insulated.
Insulated.
Yes.
So insulated.
Yes.
So I think it takes a lot of what would
For sure.
normally maybe if a Honda was a little bit louder, but fantastic, great upgrade in that sense.
Absolutely.
Intake, can't really hear it.
No, you can't.
And that is,
actually.
when we were sitting revving it, you can hear it, but in the car here,
Can't really hear it, no.
you really don't hear it, right?
not at
there,
all.
There's nothing there.
Again, probably a ton of firewall insulation.
Yeah.
Now you know if you want chooch inside the car, you got to go with that more open box, right? Or the partially open box.
Agreed. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And moving on to suspension, it's good.
It rides like
It's
you wouldn't
so
know
good.
it was not stock. Actually,
Yeah,
It
yeah.
rides remarkably
And
well.
I drove this, to the tint shop and back, to the alignment shop and back, and over, admittedly, big holes.
Yeah.
You certainly feel the hit.
Do you? Okay.
Yes, you do. But it's not a kind of like, oh my God, my tire's exploding crash.
Okay.
But it is firmer. 100% it is firmer. The ride right now does feel a little bit firmer over stock.
Okay.
But from a compliance standpoint, I am super happy with this.
Yeah.
Anybody that, doesn't deal with like crazy potholes, I would certainly recommend the Sportline kit. So you get the ride height that we have right now. The Pro Kit does raise it up. Like if you've got really bad roads, the Pro Kit might be the way to go.
Right. Well, I mean, I did drive the car stock, and I don't notice it riding any harsher, but we're on a very smooth road
We
right now.
are. And like I said, the harsh stuff, there is a little bit of a change, but we were on 18s prior. We're now on 19s.
True,
So I
yeah.
think that makes a bit of a difference in that sense.
Yeah, true.
So the dash is super cool. We've had mixed reviews in the comments. Some people like the analog gauges more, the old school.
Vibe, yeah.
And I totally get it.
Yeah.
This, to me, is really, really cool from a perspective of providing me with a lot more information.
Yeah, there's a ton of
than
data
in
there.
the past, which I
And in a
quite
BMW,
like.
you want to know what's going on in your engine, everyone, because you know, things could go wrong. Oh, you're going to test these?
No, I'm not going to test it. No,
Okay.
no. We've got snow on the
It's a little
road here.
snowy
I don't want to
here,
be flooring it. So maybe actually, you know what we'll do? We'll test our brakes here, DP, which are quite good.
They are good.
We'll go another way. So this road looks like it's covered in snow.
Yeah.
I don't want to
And
put
there's
us
a
into
quarry up there too.
I don't want to put us into a ditch.
Yeah, don't do that.
So we'll go another way here. But yeah, like the display on this thing, super cool, all that. I love it. A great upgrade.
Yeah.
Honestly, great upgrade. Like right now, I know my oil temp is at 102C, coolant temp is at 97, you know. So battery voltage 15.1 and distance, I have 560 kilometers to go on this tank.
Pretty phenomenal that you can just like bolt that in there and it just works. Like, you know, we're old enough to remember the days of dashes that were added in, and it was a lot of work to try to get any integration happening.
Exactly.
Like this is just seamless.
This is so nice.
It's incredible.
So nice. So let's put this into sport mode for a sec. Ooh, look, the colors change on the dash. Whoa.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's got some hit to it for sure.
Listen to that exhaust.
It sounds good. It really does sound good.
Yeah.
It sounds so much sportier
This
than
little Peppy 2-liter.
Yeah.
Feels good,
It does
man.
feel good.
I like it.
What power claims does...
It was plus 60 horsepower and like 80 foot-pounds of torque.
Okay.
So
It certainly feels spicier.
yeah, and you can see like it holds the RPMs in sport mode. Like you can drive this thing.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's got
aggressive here.
good low down torque for sure.
You can hear it too. I love that the exhaust sounds really good.
does.
So like overall as a package, you know, I think everything we've done has been kind of like OEM plus.
Yeah.
And it's been in the right direction for a daily driver.
Yeah.
And you know, I want to talk a little bit about the whole aspect of daily driving this vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
The gas mileage on this thing is phenomenal. In the summertime, I got between 6.5 liters to like 7.3.
Wow.
Which I think is like 35 miles per
Yeah,
gallon
in that
ish,
neighborhood.
and maybe a little bit higher. Like it's truly good. Admittedly, I do a lot of highway driving.
Yeah,
In the
yes.
city, obviously you're gonna have mixed results, but
Right.
I find it's so much nicer driving this thing on the highway. This is where this car really shines.
Yeah.
The gearbox is great. Like it is a fantastic automobile to drive every day.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. Like that weekend I had it while you borrowed the Tundra, I was really impressed by just what like a nice driving car it is. And I think everything you've done to it really just makes it sportier, a little more engaging to drive without really compromising its daily drivability. So
Yes,
I think you've definitely found a sweet spot here.
Yeah.
It's just the right size. It's a great looking car too.
Exactly.
Like it really
Got
ticks
good
all the
cargo
boxes.
space. It's not like, you know, it's not massive SUV size, but
Yeah.
it's the wagon gives you enough space that you can just like haul a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
fantastic.
you get sportiness and practicality, which I think wagons generally appeal to both of us for that reason.
Yep.
You get car-like drivability with the practicality of a wagon.
Yep.
And that's a very compelling
Yeah,
combo
yeah.
for guys like us who want to have fun, but also want to haul stuff around.
Yeah. The one thing, so now I'm on, you know, the 93 octane tune, so it
Yeah.
is going to cost more in gas,
Mhm.
but you know,
You can
the
always
reward
revert
of like,
if you want to.
and
That's
like,
the beauty of these kinds of tuning solutions.
man, this thing picks up
It
good.
does hit. It hits pretty hard.
It hits really good.
Yeah.
So
It's impressive.
It's impressive.
Man, it's got
like-
good traction
yeah.
too.
Well, that's all-wheel
Oh,
drive
yeah,
for
that's
you.
it, man.
It kind of feels like it starts falling off up top.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Sure.
It picks up.
Yeah.
And wow, look at it go.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
solid, man. It's solid.
It's nice.
You're never going to really want for more.
No, God, I was talking to somebody that mentioned instead of doing the S55, so the F80 M3 swap into
Yeah.
this, what you do is you do the B58,
Oh.
which bolts in.
Oh, really?
Right, it
That's
swaps in. It's
interesting.
also all-wheel drive.
Oh, interesting.
Right,
So it bolts
you've
right
got
to
it-
this gearbox.
well, not directly to this gearbox,
Oh,
but
into
it
the-
has
the
its own
8
all-wheel
HP.
drive.
Right.
It might actually bolt to this one. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But anyways, that is a compelling
yeah, that's cool.
swap
That's
that is
really
way easier than having to like change all of the wiring
electronics,
harness
the wiring.
and everything.
Oh, that's by far the better choice then.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this car is a treat to drive, man. I think that's kind of the bottom line. It does everything so well. So to me, it's a full winner.
It is a winner. And do you ruin it now at this point by doing an M3 conversion and maybe a B58 swap, or do you just say, you know what, this is it. This is good.
I think this is it for now. For now, we're gonna drive this thing for the next little while. Obviously give you guys a full review in the springtime on, you know, if anything's gone wrong, or has it been truly the best DD that I've come across yet? Because it's certainly right now getting there.
I don't know if it'll beat the Lexus as the best DD ever, Peter. That's a pretty high bar that we set with that car, but this thing is good. It's very good.
One 15-minute drive and all my hard work of cleaning this car, now it looks like this. Tell me why we love winter here again, DP. I'm gonna complain about it some more.
Skiing, skating, I don't know.
Yeah,
You tell me.
this is not it. And all the salt on the roads, just not it. But that is going to be a wrap on this episode. First of all, thank you to iBach for sponsoring this video series. If you guys are looking for stock replacement springs, check out their ERL line. And of course, they have a plethora of lowering springs as we installed on this car, so certainly go check them out. This is not the end for the F31 wagon. There will be more episodes coming in the springtime. First of all, I'm gonna drive this car all through the winter time, and then I will bring you another review. And I do have a couple of other mods coming, like the cognac brown interior. Matt found the center section, so we now have everything we need to complete the interior swap, which we will do in the springtime. And if you guys have any suggestions as to what modifications I should do next, certainly post in the comments, because I know there's a host of stuff that we can continue to do on this car. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this series as much as Dave and I enjoyed building this car, and we will see you in the next one.